request you all to turn your mobiles into silent mode and kindly refrain yourselves from leaving the amphitheater during the session. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. On behalf of Dayananda Sagar College of Dental Sciences, I, Dr. Pallavi from the Department of Periodontics, and my colleague Dr. Gautam from the Department of Orthodontics, welcome you all on this momentous occasion marking the achievements of our young graduates. We will now take you through the glorious journey of our institution.
Can we have the video?
Can we have the video, please? I now request you all to kindly stand for the ceremonial march of the graduating interns 2019-20 batch. As you are marching today, stride forward with a firm, steady step, knowing with a deep inner courage that you will reach every goal you set yourselves and that you will achieve every aim. All to kindly take your seats.
We'll now take you through a glorious journey our university has taken over the years.
Seize the day, make your way, live the dream. Seize the night, seize the day, make your way. Live the dream, seize the time, seize the day, make your way. Live the dream. Seize the time.
Thank you. Dayanand Sagar College of Dental Sciences is extremely proud to present its new batch of dental surgeons. Today is a landmark day in the life of every student. Every student dreams of this day. A day when all their hard work, sacrifices, dedication is paid off. It is the beginning of a new chapter, an introduction to the broader area of life, an arena with even greater challenge to come, bigger ponds to conquer, with bigger fish to oppose. I welcome our chief guest, Mrs. Swati Ram, Dr. Kumar NC, Secretary of DSI, Shri Gariswamy sir, Dr. Hemant and Dr. Rupa Nadik.
The more you pray, the less you panic. The more you worship, the less you worry. To invoke the blessings of Almighty, I call upon Dr. Arpita for the invocation song. Vandeham Sharadam Visharadajnanadam Varadam Vandeham Sharadam Visharadajnanadam Varadam Vandeham Sharadam Shuddha Sattva Swarupini Svacha Hridaya Nivasini Shuddha Sattva Swarupini Svacha Hridaya Nivasini Svaprakasha Rupini Svaprakasha Rupini Vandeham Sharadam Visharada Jnanada Varada Vandeham Sharada Para Vidya Bhushitam Suravara Sojanam Sevitam Sulabha Susvaravadya Niratam Vandeham Sharadam Visharada Jnanada Varada Vandeham Sharadam. Thank you, Dr. Arpita.
Now for the welcome speech, I now request our beloved and dynamic principal, Dr. Hemant, who is also a Senate member of the RGHS, to welcome the gathering and table the college report.
Good afternoon to one and all. At last our interns made it today's graduation day. This little shower is blessings, and today is an auspicious day. It's a Saraswati Puja day. So we'll keep it simple, and as we told, we'll wind it up faster. So today's first my thing is to welcome our guest, Honorable Chief Guest for today's program, Swati Ramji, who is an acclaimed thought leader, learning facilitator in the development sector, and has been invited as a motivational speaker on various platforms. All of us here, the students, the graduating interns, staff, every one of us are eager to listen to you today, ma'am. We are glad to have today, on behalf of Dayanand Sagar Institution, I welcome you, ma'am. We have with us today our guest of honor, Dr. Kumar NC, who is a professor in periodontics elected Senate member, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. He is not only my friend, but a very close mate and always stood by me during my thick and thin. We were classmates in PUC, BDS, and we have worked together in Dayanand Sagar Institution also. I have seen him grow by leaps and bounds to reach this stage. Dr. Kumar, we are glad and fortunate to have associated with you. On behalf of Dayanand Sagar Institution, I welcome Dr. Kumar. We have with us our beloved Secretary Shri Gali Swami sir, who is known to one and all in the Dayanand Sagar Institution family circle. His 50 plus years of service tenure in Dayanand Sagar Institution is an unparalleled and matchless one. Sir, thanks a lot for your constant support and thanks for your presence today. I welcome you, sir. We also have with us our respected Dean Dr. Rupa ma'am, who is well known to all of us and is the founder president of Association of Conservative Dentistry, Karnataka chapter. I welcome you, ma'am. We also have many dignitaries off the stage and all the department heads, staff, my dear young graduates, proud parents who are online, and dear students. I welcome you all for today's program. I'm just thinking, should I go with the college report? Just a brief college report. It's indeed a pleasure this time. Most of our staff and students have achieved better than the last year. So the report has been more concisely, it was taking a long time. So to start, DSCDS was started in 1991, ever since being a pioneer providing a quality dental education and dental health care. Our college is listed in one of the top dental colleges in India and is been preferred institution by large student community. Many of our faculty members are invited regularly as subject experts, resource persons, guest speakers, etc. in various colleges and different national and international platforms to share their knowledge and skills. Our institution also at a forefront encouraging its staff members and students in getting them a 360-degree all-round improvement in their professional outlook. It's also a matter of great pride that our faculty members are representing various college capacities in Rajiv Gandhi University too. We have 4 resource persons in our college for training teachers representing RGHS. Dr. Rupa ma'am, Dr. Nagesh sir, Veena Pai and Dr. Sangeeta. We have a nominated member of the Financial Assistance Committee, Dr. Nagesh sir, and a member of Board of Studies undergraduate, Dr. Smita Sharan, and Academic Council member, Dr. Krishnanan, and Karthik Kapoor, an editorial member of Rajiv Gandhi University of Journal of Dental Sciences. Faculty of college are all very much research oriented, laying emphasis on ethical, scientific studies and obtaining grants from many regulatory bodies. This year too, we had applied for grants and successfully in getting ICMR grant, which was awarded for 3rd BDS student, Ms. Geeta Priya, guided by Dr. Vidya. We have an extensive list of achievements and activities of both staff and students. Our staff are serious about research. We see that being reflected in the number of publications in various and national and international journals, which was more than 90 in this year. We have a unique collaborative work and joint publication with Niman's Physiology of Department from one of our staff, Dr. Sunil, which is published in international journal called Consciousness and Cognition. We have set up a dedicated COVID response team, including faculty members, to take care of the students' health status here. We have conducted rapid review state level program for exam going PG students by Department of Periodontics and Conservative in this year. Dr. Preeti Patil also had undergone a training on a tobacco intervention initiative. Darshana Nayak this time has won first prize in scientific paper at online international conference held in this year. Dr. Rupa ma'am has been awarded a national award by Indian Association of Conservative Dentistry for outstanding contribution in the field of academics. Dr. Gargi S. Murthy, Department of Pedo, topper in RGHS entrance exam for PhD and only had a dental candidate to register in 2019. We already have 3 PhD holders and 2 registered candidates, which is quite rare to find in a dental college. It's an honor for our college to have 4 staff and 1 PG student who are awarded ICOI Implant Fellowship in Sri Lanka this year. Dr. Shobha, Dr. Vinod, Dr. Pallavi, Dr. Reema and a student Nadira from Prosto was been awarded a fellowship to this year. We had organized a 2-day trainer program in our college last year, which all the staff underwent a training in basic education methodology, which was very important. Last week too, we had an online program on basic life support and medical legal aspects by oral surgery department. We at Dayanand Sagar College of Dental Sciences are not only about academics, hence we also conducted a 6-day soft skills workshop with the theme A Holistic Approach to Life During COVID Pandemic in association with Heartful Institute. More than 900 plus registrations was happened. This was very successful. This program was replicated by Dayanand Sagar Sisters Concerned Institution like BBA, MBA and Campus 2 also for faculties and students with our help. We are also very active in our sense of serving the society and ethos that we want to ingrain in our students. We have set up 3 peripheral satellite clinics, the latest being at Konankunte and Haroli. We have treated more than 3,000 patients in this satellite clinic. Department of PhD have conducted 39 dental camps apart from 3 complete denture camps, delivering more than 300 dentures, and we have delivered more than 400 dentures as a part of Dantabhagya program in and around Bangalore for rural areas like Kanakpura and Ramnagara, and got sanctioned GOK, an extension scheme in Dayanand Sagar for 5 years. NSS activities is very proud. It's actively been taken. To name few, AIDS awareness, blood donation camps, sampling plantation at Elchenelli metro station, COVID safety pledges conducted in NSS Foundation day before yesterday, and helping distributed all the COVID kits for the housekeeping staff. So these are few which I can name for the NSS activities we are doing here. We are able to get the state of art of dental clinic on wheels, which you all people seen recently when we inaugurated a mobile dental unit, which is one of the best dental among such mobile units in the world today. The unit is fitted with 2 dental chairs and 3 collapsible chairs with all the attachments. With these, dental treatment can be carried out even in remote areas where electricity problem exists, as it's fitted with all the equipments required. Coming to an important forensic odontology department setting up, we are all come at an edge. Now the department was recommended by the DG and IGP Bangalore City Police as recognized as a state referral center. Now we are just awaiting for the government order with the Home Secretary. Our students are not lagging behind their achievements. Dr. Yogita Gupta, Department of Orthodontics, has obtained first gold medal in Rajiv Gandhi University. This is the 2nd time the student from Department of Orthodontics have achieved such a feat. The students of Conservative Endodontics have presented a total of 10 scientific papers and won 7 awards for best papers at national and international forums. Dr. Prerna Ji, PG student from Perio, won the best scientific paper award in national conference held last year. PG students from Department of Orthodontics, Dr. Mudula, guided by Savita, awarded the best dissertation topic in our college a scholarship prize of 10,000 by CDS Institute. Second year MBS, Shreyas Simiti from Department of has won the 3rd prize in teeth arrangement competition held at Rajarajeshwari Dental College. Dr. Naila Parveen won Dr. B. Govardhan Hegde Memorial Award competition for the best outgoing PG student held at GDC Bangalore. The most wanted guy, our intern Mr. Hemant, has bagged the 2nd prize in National Essay event conducted in ICTR, which conducted this year month on August. DSCDS was well organized in the online cultural competitions conducted by National Medical Organization at the South Indian level, with more than 30 participants who were students backed 3 prizes in various events. Lastly, our future plan, finishing course for interns to train and prepare students to become industry ready to be a better clinician, practical aspects to be emphasized more. We are in the plan and lineup for this finishing course for the interns for the coming year. And as Chaya ma'am has requested, the management establishing a state of art on CBCT is on the pipeline for us to management to procure. Establishing our institute to be a center of excellence for learning and research and set up 2 committees, that is Center for Advanced Research, Dental Education Technology. Certified online training programs on bioethics is being conducted for all faculty, researchers, ICA members in this month of November, which is one of its kind in this program. The reasons for all this is our dedicated team of staff and students who join me in making all these things happen. I thank you all for your continued dedication, especially during these tiring times. I would also like to thank our management for being with us in this term and uncertain times, helping us all. Thank you once again. I just have a small message to my students. Okay, I would like to, Madam anyway is going about the message to the students. I would wind up with this. At this juncture, my dear youngsters and future dentists, who are here, how much ever you grow, please remember your roots, your parents, teachers, friends, the alma mater who contributed to your lives and enriched it. Wishing you all a great success on behalf of Dayanand Sagar Institution. Finally, I end my message congratulating and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Again, we cordially extend a warm welcome to you.
I request the dignitaries on the stage to kindly light the lamp. दीप ज्योति पराब्रह्म दीप ज्योति जनार्दना दीपो में हरातु पापम संध्या दीपा नमस्तुते.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः. शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः. शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते. दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते. शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
A promise is always an important thing, but an oath is not just an ordinary promise. It's a solemn, formal declaration to fulfill a pledge, calling on God as witness. We now have the most sacred moment of the day, the oath taking. I request our Dean, Dr. Rupa Nadik ma'am, to administer the Hippocratic oath and share a few words of wisdom with graduating interns.
A very good afternoon, the dignitaries on the dais, my fellow colleagues, and the heroes and heroines of today's celebration, the young graduates. It's indeed my pleasure to administer this sacred oath to these young professional colleagues of mine. Please repeat after me, and once we finish the oath, shift the tassel from the left to the right. Okay? Can you extend your hand in the front as you're taking oath? Repeat after me. I swear to fulfill to the best of my ability and judgment this covenant. I will apply for the benefit of the sick and all measures that are required, avoiding those twin traps of overtreatment and therapeutic nihilism. I will remember that there is art to medicine as well as science, and that warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife or the chemist's drug. I'll not be ashamed to say, I know not, nor will I fall to call in my colleague when the skills of another are needed for patient's recovery. I respect the privacy of my patients. I'll remember that I do not treat a pain, fever, or a cancerous growth, but a sick human being whose illness may affect the person's family and economic stability. My responsibility includes these related problems if I am to care adequately for the sick. I'll prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. I will remember that I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those sound of mind and body as well as the infirm. If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy life and art, respected while I live, and remembered with affection thereafter. May I always act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help. So, congratulations to each one of you. Can you shift the tassel to the other side? So that completes your training. Yeah, please sit down. Before you step out of this institution, a piece of advice, perhaps for the one last time, from me on behalf of all your teachers. Today is a day when you gain a sense of identity, responsibility, and commitment to reaffirm your duty towards the society, making use of the best of your knowledge, skill, and wisdom you have gained during your training for the last 5 years. I'm sure each one of you can rightly feel a sense of triumph and achievement on this momentous occasion. Try and you look back those days of your training, you have endured countless lectures and practical classes in tooth carvings, working on phantom jaws, occlusal rims, microscopes, followed by those stressful clinical posting in your various departments, searching patients, completing the quota of work with difficulty, and that too all of these under the watchful eyes of your teachers. So I'm sure you feel that it's all worth it because you are now privileged to add the prefix doctor to your names, isn't it? Now that your sheltered training is over, you're all anxious as what will be your future. While some of you might want to join post-graduation, the others might opt to set up your own practices. Let me tell you, my dear graduates, whatever options you choose, dentistry in the future is going to be very, very exciting. I say this with conviction because there are several reasons to it. First of all, in the last few years, there seemed to be greater awareness, affordability, and acceptability amongst the patient community towards dental treatment. And with increase in the life expectancy, the demand for dental care has increased exponentially. Dentistry has moved on from being just need-based practice to want-based practice. So as dental surgeons, we enjoy the privileged special status in the society as we are an amalgam of concerned clinician, a skilled surgeon, and an aesthetic beautician. Indeed, a highly satisfying and a rewarding profession. Further, what adds to the excitement is the technological innovations that are happening. See, the advances in technology and material science is revolutionizing our approach to practice today, making a profound impact on all aspects, including diagnosis and all treatment procedures in terms of improving precision, cost and time effectiveness, thus providing us tremendous opportunities to deliver excellent dental care. Taking a peek at the future, it is certain that many advanced equipments will become an essential component of dental operatory in contemporary dental practice, like microscopes, lasers, cone beam CT, chairside CAD/CAM systems for indirect restorations, etc. And 3D printing is one of the promising trends that has taken dental industry by storm. Another technology that will have large impact on dental care is perhaps the artificial intelligence. So with the advent of digitization, AI analytics will enable systems to learn, develop its own intelligence and make sense of the massive amount of data we are collecting and help suggest the treatment plan and even diagnosis for various given situations. So these technological innovations will slowly but surely get infused into your routine clinical practice. So that makes your practice, dentistry, easier, faster, better, and most importantly, enjoyable. But just a word of caution at this juncture. Amidst all these technological advances, do not ever forget humanity, compassion, and forget your clinical instincts. So don't forget your basics of doing a good clinical examinations or taking a good case history, because that is what is very important. Technology can aid, but ultimately it is the clinical instincts or the clinical acumen of the clinicians that helps you make the right sort of diagnosis or the treatment decisions. Well, as always said, excitement beckons challenges, right? So what are these challenges we are going to face? So first of all, keeping abreast with all these latest advances and the associated learning curve at every stage of your career is indeed a challenge. So graduation, my dear friends, therefore is not the end, but only an important milestone in your journey of learning. Each day and each new patient is a new experience, posing yet another challenge calling for responsible action. Another major challenge you are going to face is satisfying the demands of these expectations of these Google knowledgeable patients, right? So they seem to know all and expect us to offer all the Googled solutions. So finally, I am well aware of the greatest challenge and the apprehension you are facing in times of this pandemic. My dear friends, do not be dismayed by the current circumstances. I know dental profession is going through very difficult times. What we need at this time of uncertainty is to foster a positive attitude, as it allows us to better control the anxiety we feel about our future. And believe me, this will certainly pass and we will all make it to the other side. What we need to understand is henceforth the way we practice dentistry is perhaps going to change. I still remember when we were students, we practiced dentistry with just bare hands. No gloves, no mask, and then came the HIV and AIDS crisis. And it completely changed the way we practiced dentistry. All universal precautions came to existence and they became the new normal, and we adapted it for good. So what we learned from times like those helped us create new protocols and strengthened how we approached infection control. So similarly, a path forward currently will mean adjusting to modified infection control measures. So how you deal with these challenges will ultimately determine your staying power in the profession. Let me assure you, whatever the future holds, dentistry will certainly be stronger than ever before. And this is my belief, my conviction, and my assurance to all of you. Having said that, let me draw your attention to the Hippocratic oath you just took, primum non nocere. First, do no harm to your patients. So it is time that we take a pause and introspect our sense of values, sense of confidence, and most importantly, the character and the ethical values are the fundamental principles that should guide our perceptions and actions. It does not mean you should do free service to patients. You certainly deserve a reasonable compensation for your service, but it should not be at the cost of your integrity. It is said, integrity without knowledge is weak and useless, but knowledge without integrity is dangerous and highly dreadful. So the doctor-patient relationship is a very unique one, which is not seen in any other professional practice. Unlike other businesses, like it could be law or whatever, here your heart will be exercised equally with your head. Therefore, sincere and dedicated work will undoubtedly bring you fame, name, and of course the money will certainly follow. One more aspect of professionalism I want you to remember is that none of us are total experts in dentistry. Because dentistry is seamless, it has no definite boundaries today. So interdisciplinary treatment protocols are order of the day. So learn to work as a team, and therefore when the need arises and in the interest of the patient and profession, never hesitate to obtain assistance or seek consultation and or advice from your professional colleagues. So welfare of the patient is always paramount. So before I conclude, may I mention something quite different from all of these. I do not believe that you can become a good doctor unless you enjoy a full life and involve yourself in activities outside your professional practice. To work hard is important. So is leisure as well as social interaction with others. So take pleasure from other activities like music, literature, sporting activities, or maybe some sort of a social work, or sometimes even idling also is good enough. So my dear young colleagues, as you move ahead in your life, you have to dream big and will have to work towards realization of your dreams. Think of the future with hope and expectations. Let me end with an inspiring story. The famous Aristotle was once asked by his students to predict the fate of lovebirds that they held in their hands. They had decided that if he says that the birds were alive, they would crush them and prove him wrong so that they will die there. And if he said they were dead, then they would release them and still prove him wrong. So, you know what Aristotle said? He said, "Gentlemen, it is all in your hands." So the moral of the story here is that you and you only are the architect of your future. So shape it up well. So wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. And as teachers, we take pride and will certainly rejoice over all your accomplishments. So keep in touch with your alma mater. Congratulations once again. And the last take-home message, one of my favorites, Yogesmin vividhanishta purna prokta maya nagaha gnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yogina. So in the Gnana Karma Yoga of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, there are two paths for individuals. Those who work hard, and for those the gnana and the karma, so the knowledge and the hard work. So a judicious blend of both of these would lead one to perfection and ultimate satisfaction. And for that, I wish you all once again the very best and congratulations. Thank you all for the invitation. Looks like Lord Saraswati had showers only to bless you, and she is now throwing light on all of you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that inspiring speech. Happiness lies in the joy of achievement, and great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice. I request our chief guest, Mrs. Swati Ram, to hand over the degree certificates to our graduates. I request the graduates to come and collect their certificates as their names are being called. I also request our dean to join the proceedings. Dr. Abhijit Das. Dr. Aishwarya M. Dr. Anantesh. Dr. Anju Sonpura. Dr. Anusha C.K. Dr. Ayushi Srivastava. Dr. Darshini Priyam. Dr. Deepashri Shekhar. Dr. Divya Babu. Dr. Gokul K. Dr. Harsha Mohandas. Dr. Jita Purushothaman. Dr. Kartika KJ. Dr. Kirti. Dr. Kishan. Dr. Likita MN. Dr. Lakshmi Priya. Dr. Madhuri Kaushik. Dr. Mahima R. Dr. Mehrab. Dr. Mimansa. Dr. Nairukya. Dr. Naveen John.
Thank you, madam. I now request our guest of honor, Dr. Kumar NC, to kindly hand over the awards. Dr. Nitya Priya.
Sir. Sir.
Dr. Radhika. Dr. Raksha Kumari. Dr. Rashmita. Dr. Reshma. Dr. Hemant Kumar. Dr. Sachi Yoka. Dr. Safa Mariam. Dr. Shabnam Firdaus. Dr. Shadakshari. Dr. Sherin Paul. Dr. Shreya Agarwal. Dr. Shreya Mehta. Dr. Sunaina Balan. Dr. Swapnil. Dr. Swasti. Dr. Shweta Chandran. Dr. Mikhail. Thank you, sir. I now request our Secretary, Sir, Shri Gali Swami, to kindly hand over the awards. Dr. Tasneem Banu. Dr. Tenzin. Dr. Vishnu. Dr. Zain. Dr. Zuaina. We now have the awards for the toppers in the subjects, both clinical and non-clinical, in third and final year BDS. For the subject of conservative dentistry, it's Dr. Zuaina Khan and Dr. Hemant Kumar. Subject of oral medicine and radiology, Dr. Zuaina Khan. Subject of oral and maxillofacial surgery, Dr. Swasti. Subject of public health dentistry and prosthodontics, Dr. Zuaina Khan. Subject of Pedodontics, Dr. Hemant Kumar. Subject of Periodontology and Oral Pathology, Dr. Zuaina Khan. subject of orthodontics and dentofacial orthopedics, Dr. Swapnil. I now request our chief guest and a guest of honor to join Secretary Sir to give away the other set of awards. So the award for the best outgoing students in the academic category is Dr. Zuaina Khan. The award for the best outgoing student in sports category, Dr. Kishan. The award for the best outgoing student in culturals category, Dr. Divya Babu. Last but not the least, we have the most awaited award, the award for the all-rounder. And this year we have 3 stars who are awarded the best all-rounder. Dr. Hemant Kumar, Dr. Swasti, Dr. Shweta Chandran. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And congratulations to all the graduates. Every journey is filled with experiences, some bitter, some sweet. Yet every single experience teach you a lesson and leave an indelible mark. I now call upon Dr. Ayushi and Dr. Swapnil from the graduating batch to share their thoughts and experiences as they leave the institution proudly as young dental surgeons.
Check. Good morning to all present here, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and all my dearest friends. Today I, Dr. Swapnil Rastogi,
And I, Dr. Ayushi Srivastav,
are here to take you to a nostalgic ride of our college journey.
today we are present here for our much awaited graduation, which frankly seemed impossible few days ago. And thank God, it's not an online graduation. I know some of you are nostalgic today and filled with excitement and perhaps uncertain at what the future holds. And I know 6 of you are still trying to figure out how to take a good selfie. It's okay, guys. Life is tough. Selfie is important.
Truly, what a journey it has been, from the first day of the college to this last day. Seeing everybody here is making me a bit nostalgic. It does bring back a lot of memories. You know, reminds me of the time when we first came here, innocently wandering around the campus, discovering all the places where we could take a picture.
First year always reminds me of anatomy lab and scent of formalin with Swasti fainting the very next moment.
What about those cubes of POP, guys? Has anyone still figured out why did we even do that?
Well, I never understood what was happening in biochemistry lab. All I knew was if I broke a test tube, I'll be bankrupt.
Second year, guys, we were finally seniors, and when that formalin smell was about to wave off, Pharmac happened. Well, we got to learn about malocclusion during a teeth arrangement itself, when we saw all sorts of occlusion. And you know, some of us may have discovered new forms of malocclusion only.
The subsequent year was pretty much a vacation period. Many class trips to general medicine and surgery classes, and sometimes wandering off to KFC.
On the other hand, we struggled to understand the mystery behind those microscopic slides. And as Sasa would say, I don't know, it all looks pink.
If I had a penny for every time I broke my H&E pencil, I would be a millionaire by now.
How can we forget the final showdown, the epic final year? Many of us have still not come out of it yet. The struggle was real, running behind quota and attendance. Beg, borrow, steal was our mantra to get the patients. From diagnosing cases to doing the extraction, from filling the cavities to making a denture, from doing scaling to taking up ortho cases. We all survived that too.
We finally became interns, the senior most. We felt empowered, but thanks to COVID, that feeling escalated quickly as well. So instead, we became chefs and artists and explored everything from MasterChef to Da Vinci. And here we are today, graduating.
Well, we all have learned a lot here, right? I have seen things which I thought were impossible. I never thought dental cars could fly until I saw one in ortho department.
I never thought this day would happen amidst COVID, but it did, and we couldn't be more grateful.
On behalf of the class of 2020, I'd like to extend a sincere appreciation to our teachers and administrators for your dedication. We know we haven't always been the easiest group to handle, but you know, we somehow got us all this far. We are getting into the world with confidence and readiness, just because of all of your combined efforts. No matter where we go or what we do, we promise never to forget that we owe it to you.
Well, it breaks my heart not having our parents here with us today. It's because of them we are here. You have taught us more than any formal education ever could, and we all will be forever grateful to you. To all the parents watching it online, on behalf of every student sitting here, I can say, we miss you.
There is a universal truth we all have to face, whether we want to or not. Everything eventually ends. And as much as I've looked forward to this day, I've always disliked endings. Parting ways with a close friend, but guys, endings are inevitable.
Today is one of those days for us. Today, we say goodbye to everything that was familiar, everything that was comfortable. We are moving on. But just because we are leaving and that hurts, there are some people who are so much a part of us, they will be with us no matter what. They are our solid ground, our shining stars, and the small clear voices in our hearts that will be with us always. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ayushi and Dr. Swapnil.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed very fortunate to have amongst us Dr. Kumar NC as a guest of honor. I call upon Dr. Kartik Kapoor, Professor, Department of Orthodontics, to welcome our guest of honor.
Thank you, Dr. Gautam. Good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to wish all my dear students hearty congratulations on being graduated today. Best wishes for all your future endeavors, and God bless you all. Today I am given the opportunity to introduce you all Dr. Kumar NC, one of my own alumnus from COTS Davangere, who is here as a guest of honor. It's my privilege to introduce him. Sir completed his MDS in Preventive and Pediatric Dentistry from College of Dental Sciences in 2003. Currently, he is working as a professor in Department of Pedodontics in Vaidehi Institute of Dental Sciences and Research Center. It's a privilege to all the interns graduating here to know that Sir is an alumnus of DSCDS and worked as a reader in Department of Pedodontics between 2006 and 7. Sir is also a Senate member of Rajiv Gandhi of University of Health Sciences. And he is also a governing council member at Srinivasa Medical College and Research Center. He has worked as member of Board of Studies and member of Academic Council of RGHS. He is an executive committee member of Indian Dental Association and Indian Society of Preventive and Pediatric Dentistry. He is also a reviewer of renowned journals, and he has conducted numerous school dental health programs and dental education programs. And he has been guest speaker at Bangalore Pediatric Association and in a TV program called Ananda Vahini on Suvarna channel. And more than that, he is always charming, active, ever smiling, supportive, and moreover, he is a man with great vision and wisdom. Sir, we are extremely happy to have you with us, and I now request you to address the gathering.
Good afternoon. I won't be taking much of your time. I know most of you are eager to have your celebrations. Dignitaries on the dais, Secretary Mr. Vaiswamishwar, Honorable Chief Guest Swati Ma'am, Principal Dr. Hemant, Dean Dr. Pannadi, faculty members, parents who are missing, and my dear students. Thank you for inviting me. It's my honor to be here for this graduation day. I'm delighted to address such young talented gathering graduates. First, I would like to congratulate all the students and the graduates. This is a defining moment for all of you. It's a day of celebration, a day when you look back on many challenges you overcome and look forward to those that lie ahead. Knowing that you have the skills and knowledge needed to meet them, it's a day that you would never forget. I'm sure most of you would agree with this. Dear students, I know that you have made many sacrifices in order to earn a degree. But I believe it is also important on this occasion to recognize not only your effort, but also those who have supported you in this journey, especially your parents. I would be wrong if I don't mention your faculty members and the great institution. Similarly, none of us would be here, as I told you, if not for the faculties and the institution. We may live in the age of instant messaging, instant gratification, and Instagram. But remember, there is no shortcut to the path of success. Dear students, you might not be having your typical graduation this year, not walking across the stage, grabbing that degree, throwing your hats in the air, and taking pictures with your families and friends. But you are still a graduating students who are still a part of millions of students who are wrapping up their chapter in life and starting a new one. Remember, your hard work has not gone unnoticed. Your dedication, determination, and commitment still remains true. Right now, you might feel uncertain, feel lost, and upset, but mark my words, COVID-19 isn't going to stand in the way of your hopes and dreams. Things will improve, and as they do, you will too. So I'm encouraging you to focus in the good times on your accomplishments, because these few months will not ruin your entire education. Students, you are a collection of your past experiences, because all your experiences throughout your college made who you are today. And just because things are a little different this year doesn't mean the memories that you made will ever fade away. Graduation isn't defined by a sheet of paper, a stage, or a hat. It is defined by your courage. The courage that will make you move forward in your life and the courage to take your next step. Dear graduating class 2020, whatever graduation means to you, believe in yourself because work has not and never will go unnoticed. Take pride in how far you come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. So anyone who keeps learning stays young. So that would be your secret to stay young. Thank you. All the best. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was truly encouraging. We are indeed delighted to have Mrs. Swati Ram as our chief guest for today. I call upon Dr. Krishnanand, Professor and Head, Department of Oral Pathology, to welcome our chief guest.
Good afternoon to one and all. Many congratulations to the graduating batch. It's indeed my privilege today to introduce to all of you the chief guest of today's function, Mrs. Swati Ramji. She is an acclaimed thought leader and learning facilitator in the development sector with over 9 years of experience at the grassroots level. She's been an ardent follower of Sri Ramakrishna Mission and Swami Vivekananda from an early age and is invited as a motivational speaker on various platforms. She led efforts in relief and rehabilitation during natural calamities in the Uttarakhand in Chennai 2015 and has also played a lot of holistic volunteering experience roles in Kumbh Seva Mitra during the Prayag Kumbh Mela of 2019 and many other national causes alike. She has even collaborated with NGOs, educational institutions, corporates and individuals from all walks of society. She has a strong and balanced understanding of their needs and challenges and has designed and conducted various workshops on strategic planning, leadership development, stakeholder engagement, so on and so forth. She has also chaired many panel discussions on corporate social responsibilities, community and volunteer engagement, delivered talks on volunteering landscape in India in various forums across the USA. She has also been featured on live radio and invited as a delegate at various prestigious meetups. She is also an Arithra leader, selected among the first cohort of the Social Leadership Accelerator program incubated by the IIMB for the top 70 social leaders of India. Prior to plunging into full-time social service in 2011, she's even worked as an IT professional in Infosys. This time, she believes, added to her valuable repertoire of experiences and learnings. She worked in Youth for Seva since the inception of its second chapter in Hyderabad and was instrumental in spreading the movement to 30 plus chapters all across India. Mrs. Swati Ramji is currently National Executive Member at Youth for Seva and also serves on the Board of Advisors for being volunteer, creating a positive impact on the society through volunteering. Her emphasis is on every individual's ability and responsibility to be and lead the change towards national building. Having said this, I now invite Mrs. Swati Ramji to come and address our graduates.
My humble pranams at the holy feet of Ma Saraswati and Bharat Mata, respected dignitaries on stage, all the venerable elders, staff and parents who are seen, and I think all of you, the stars of the day. And if anybody asks you, to introduce yourself, what are you going to say? Not only your name and doctor something. Should say that you are the bright and glorious future of India, because that is what you represent as a collective. And always remember that the world sees you and realizes what India is. So that's a very important part of introduction that a lot of youth don't realize. So at the outset, I'm very thankful for having me here, one of the landmark institutions in Bangalore, especially South Bangalore, where I also hail from. Green surroundings, which we are all seeing, very less of thanks to this corona, the COVID pandemic, which is there. And interestingly, I also saw how nice this college is beyond that, because I saw it has given all of you holistic experience, right? There are all-rounders, and I saw there is somebody sets his hair I know who he is, so I'll keep watching him. So you're all a family here, and that is something you have to relish. You've not only been students. I know who is the chef, I know who is Thor fan, I know who is boxer, I know a lot of things now, so better be careful. So yeah, it's very good to be part of such a college, and I think I'm really happy to be here amongst all of you for these celebrations when you take this noble votes today, right? So it's a very important part of all your lives, and it's truly an honor that you found it fit to invite me here. One thing I think Krishnanand sir missed out of the introduction, and like ma'am said, I'm one of the very few Google knowledgeable patients here, right? And somebody who has been scared of dentists probably from a very young age. ಎರಡು ಸತಿ ಹಲ್ಲುಜ್ಜಿದ್ರೆ ಡೆಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಏನೇನೋ ಆಯುಧ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. So also it's Ayuth Puja coming up. So we all realize, maybe many of you also carried that fear. So probably this is one of the opportunities, and I thank the college that I'm confronting so many dentists here. And if I take too much of your time, I don't know how many of you will attack me with all those things. So I'll still continue to, take care of my teeth very well. But truly a great achievement. I would like to congratulate all of you. You're graduating in this year, which probably none of us, of course, imagined it will be like this. Unprecedented times. And Vision 2020 sat in all our minds because our, very honorable President Abdul Kalam kept talking about Vision 2020. When Bharat will be Vishwaguru, India will rule the world. We still continue to do a lot of things, but we imagine what we have achieved. Actually, you might only realize it many years down the line. Because working from home has been so difficult for people. Just going out, taking a breath is difficult. Many people are suffering from a lot of mental illnesses, because there's no social life. Your ma'am beautifully said it's very important. Social life is very important part of our lives. Amidst all that, you people have shown the resilience to go out and get a degree. Amazing pat on your backs, really, and also to your faculty. You definitely deserved a physical event like this, not an online one. So I congratulate all of you for this, and COVID times have been very difficult, but the more I think about it, I also see how much it has taught us in life. And the first lesson I see that it has taught us is this resilience. None of you probably believed when COVID started, that you could actually achieve this. But how are we able to do it? Because humans are born with that resilience inside. All of us felt like running away when it was raining, right? One of the very rich experiences or teaching experiences in life for me was when I was in Uttarakhand, doing flood relief work. This was in 2013. Even now you see there are floods in Hyderabad, floods in North Karnataka. A lot of us don't imagine what floods actually look like because on TV you're not able to see more. But when I went to Uttarakhand, I realized, hilly areas, everything washed away. We could see a borewell dug 30 feet down. What does it mean? The road had collapsed and gone down so much that we could actually see bottom where the actually water table was. And in these situations, we had nowhere to run away from rains, right? Our first instinct always is to see what is the problem and let's run away. But let alone us not running away. I saw a man, who was in his mid-40s. His name was Chattar Singh. I remember even after all these years, when it started raining like this, a lady actually had a heart attack. He didn't just run on his own, he even carried that lady on her back. And he had to bring her down, carry her to a hospital. These are the kind of people serving the society, and this is the human resilience I'm talking about. And all young friends of mine, I think this is a lesson that you have to carry out into the world today. If I look back at the day when I graduated, more than a dozen years ago, I feel so old telling that in front of you. All I wanted to do was go out into the real world, the colorful world. My mom is an engineer, my dad is an engineer, so especially my mom, I used to see her go to work every day in the morning, and I used to feel, when am I going to be like this, leave all this thing, freedom, we all call it freedom, right? When you set out into the real world, I really crave to go back to my carefree college days now. What were we after all supposed to do? Study, that's all, that's the simplest thing. Nobody is asking you to take too much responsibility, home, society, blah, blah, file your returns, do that, oh my God. We all learn to go back to those carefree days, right? And now that you're out into the real world, this is definitely not to, make you sad today, but it's but natural that there are days when you feel things are not going the way you want them to be, right? You will feel hopeless, you'll feel worthless, you'll feel, what am I really doing in life? Does somebody really love me? We all ask these questions. Sometimes I keep joking. I feel so demotivated on a day when I'm called to give a motivational speech. No, I'm not feeling today, but this can happen. That's life. That's the reality of life. Just remember how resilient you have been then, right? Keep setting your hair, man. It will make you feel cool. Okay? And so that is something you have to remember. You know, it's the time of Navratri and we say, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. The dynamo is inside all of us. That power, that inner potential is inside all of us. And those are the days when you have to remember this. On good days, all of us are cool, right? But it's on those days, trying times, that we have to, you know, realize these lessons. Swami Vivekananda always used to say, you know, be fearless and you will do marvelous work. Because the world is a gymnasium where you come to make yourself stronger. You become stronger only when you face this and you come to know, hey, yes, I have it in me, I can do anything else. So on those days in life, please remember, you know, that there was a time like COVID when I got through it and I got my degree, I became a graduating intern and I did it. You will achieve anything else in life, okay? Remember that. At the same time, I just have to warn you, even in COVID, again, a lesson I've seen, this is thin border between fearlessness and carelessness. There are some people, mask hakondi illige hogoku baya nanage. That's not baya, it's being careful, right? So we have to be very sensible when it comes to being fearless. Fearless doesn't mean I'll go pick any battle I want. Now this is a very important lesson for you. I remember a beautiful parable that Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say. Vivekananda's guru, right? He quotes this example where there is a man whom he tells there is God within everyone, you have to be fearless, so go face anything in life. So one day there is an elephant coming and he says, oh, this is elephant God. Elephant God will not do anything for me, let me go in front of the elephant. So there is the Mahout who is riding the elephant, no, that trainer. The Mahout keeps telling him, don't come, this elephant will trample you. You know, this fellow says, no, it is elephant God, it won't do anything and I am fearless, I'll go. And the elephant of course tramples him. Then he comes back and tells his guru, you told me some wrong lessons, you asked me to be fearless. And you told me elephant God, everywhere there is God, I thought the elephant God won't do anything. But the elephant God trampled me. So the guru says, why didn't you listen to the Mahout God? I said, everybody is God. And Mahout God warned you not to do it, right? So I think all of us, you know, sometimes pick wrong battles in life. Someday somebody made us feel bad. We make sure we'll go take revenge. Unwanted battle, right? So fearless, yes, but which are the battles? Because we have to achieve so much in life. We have a purpose of existence. We have so much to do in life. Let's not pick these wrong, silly battles that we want to win. It comes with a lot of practice. Even I pick silly battles with my sister even now. But I try to overcome and say, hey, come on, this is not there. Tomorrow I'll already be friends with her and scold somebody else who is telling something about her. So these which battles we pick. So let's not use fearlessness, you know, as a facade for everything we do in life. So these two lessons are something we have been taught, you know, by COVID. And lastly, I just want to leave you with this because I don't want to take too much of your time. When I reflect back on how fearlessness actually comes in an individual, right? Of course, it can come by being a boxer and all. It's very important. All of us need to learn something physical, right? To equip ourselves. But for me, the epitome of fearlessness, if you see, all of you will agree, are our soldiers guarding the borders. I keep thinking, what rain, what COVID, we are maintaining distance. What will they do? They'll tell the enemy, stand there, social distancing 6 feet, then I'll fire at you. No, right? How does that fearlessness come? That fearlessness comes because of selflessness. Why are the soldiers fighting? At no moment are they thinking of themselves. You know, I've been to Kargil to meet the soldiers. Me and my team, we collected messages from all over the world and went and presented to them. And they were saying, we are the last person we think of. First we think of the country and its people, then my team, last me. So that selflessness that is there, that I'm always working for somebody else, that brings that fearlessness in them because they're never scared of what will happen to me. I think that's the beautiful lesson all of us have to take and which is very well written in your oath also. When you complete your education, it is payback time. If you just think of today, right, from the morning, how many people have actually worked so that you can be here? Starting from somebody who made our food, made our clothes, photographers. I think my husband also dabbles in photography. Anything happens when it rains, he saves his camera before saving himself. So I saw them that, you know, they're trying what to do. And they are the ones who are responsible for all these wonderful memories you will make today, right? Because they went through that. And the people who have cleaned and sanitized this area, how are we so sure we will sit here and hopefully by God's grace not catch the virus? Because we know people have worked to make it clean. So we are we have to be grateful to so many people. And when you pass out of your education, it is payback time, right? It is like giving it back. And that service mentality is what all of you have to realize. Today you celebrate, every day you celebrate. But along with success and what you're going to earn, those are byproducts. I can tell you after all these years, because after so many years of being a student and then a software engineer and then being in the social sector, what actually makes us sleep at the end of the day is that contentment, not really success or how much we work. That happiness that I've done something for someone. And I was just reflecting how beautiful is the name of your college. It has Daya, Ananda, Sagara. It's like ocean of that happiness and compassion. It's amazing, guys. You're graduating out of this ocean of compassion and happiness, right? So that's a very important thing. This is what we have to realize in life. When we say purpose of life, you just go reflect on this someday, now you might feel, oh, we are all youth, we have a lot of other things to do. And when they're old, people feel, namdala aaytu bidi munche madbekittu. So when are we actually going to do something for the society? When I quit my job, when I was in my mid-20s, everybody said, Papa, ಏನಾಯ್ತೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಹುಚ್ಚಿಡ್ದೋಗಿದೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ದೇವರೇ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗಳು ಹಿಂಗಾಗೋದ್ಲಲ್ಲ, kind of. I was like, ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಇವ್ರ ಮಗಳಿಗೆ that everybody is hurting my parents like this. So I said, it's okay, I'm getting into a hucharasante, but this is what I want to do. So that purpose of existence in life is very important. And that purpose in life is a blend of all these unique talents you have, unique skills you have, but more importantly, how you use it to serve the society. So do it as your kartavya, duty. They say karma yoga. It's not something very complex. That is just karma yoga. Do your duties. Like Krishna also says, do it as a duty and don't expect the fruits. It will come. Fruits will come. Success will come. Money will come. Everything will come. But that sense of duty is very important. I was just seeing your video in which they beautifully said, seize the day, make your way. I just want to add and say, spread the smiles. And as dentists, it's easier for you, you can set all our teeth well so that we have beautiful smiles. So spread the smiles and make it the purpose of your life to make the whole world a better place to live in. I think that's one message all of you can take out today. And please leave all your addresses so that I have some dentist to visit if I need any time. And please don't scare me for anything I've said today. Thanks a lot again for having me here. And congratulations, I'm wishing you the very, very best. Just take this to your heart today, that do something for yourself, but also try to continue to serve the society and nation. And that's the ultimate aim of life. Thanks a lot for sitting through the rain and through all this talk and giving me this opportunity. Namaste, Vande Mataram.
Thanks indeed for that gratifying and motivational speech, madam. Now I call upon our beloved secretary, sir, to address the gathering.
The chief guest of today's graduation ceremony, Mrs. Swati Ramji, guest of honor for today, Dr. Kumar, MC, Principal Dr. Hemant, Madam Dr. Rupanadi, faculty members of all departments, and most importantly, my dear graduating students. It is indeed a great memorable day for all of you being graduated and receiving the coveted degree certificates from the institutions. It is immense pleasure to host and preside over this pertinent and memorable occasion of the graduation day ceremony of Dayanand Sagar College of Dental Sciences. At the outset, let me first congratulate our young graduates who have successfully gone through an important phase of study that lays the foundation of continuous learning. I am saying learning with great responsibility because of the challenging times we are in. We are all in the midst of unprecedented emergency that requires all our collective response to the society and community at large. Your action in next few months responds to the society and community at large. Your actions in next few months will decide the course which human lives will take. So I urge you, all of you, to play your part with great caution and responsibility. You are all graduating at one of the most important junctures in the history of our world. So I urge you all to put good to use that have been trained for in our institution all these years. I take this opportunity to thank all the students, parents, and my faculty for having given all of you their unfailing support all through and in providing the enabling environment. Today is a great day to all of us gathered here. I am sure that the graduation ceremony will stay in all our memories as well as yours forever. I will take this opportunity to congratulate the college, its principal, and all the faculty members on their efforts and contribution in promoting the development and education of our young graduates. To all graduates, once again, my warmest congratulations on your achievements in the NSR College of Dental Sciences. I wish you all a very success in all your future endeavors. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Gratitude can transform common days into thanksgivings, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. Now I call upon Dr. Chaya M. David, Professor and Head, Department of OMRD, to deliver the word of thanks.
Thank you. Good afternoon, one and all. I stand here to propose the vote of thanks on this auspicious ceremony, where one more of our beloved intern batch graduates, and we send them with God's choicest blessings in their future endeavors. And we believe that you will always hold up the name of your alma mater high and do her proud. We are indeed thankful today for our chief guest, Mrs. Swati Ram, for having made time to come and grace the occasion with her words of inspiration. I request Sri Gali Swami sir to kindly hand over the memento to our chief guest. Thank you, madam. It is indeed my proud privilege to thank Dr. Kumar, Professor and Senate member of RGHS and one of my good students, for having graced this occasion today, and I thank him for delivering an inspiring talk to you all today. I request Sri Gali Swami sir to kindly hand over the memento. Thank you, Dr. Kumar. We deem it an honor to have with us the Secretary of DSI, Sri Gali Swami sir, here to bless us all. I now request Dr. Hemant, Principal, to kindly hand over a memento to sir. Thank you, sir. Indeed, we are blessed to have as our principal and dean two people who are great academicians and administrators. They have guided each and every one of us in different areas to be successful. We thank you, Dr. Rupa and Dr. Hemant, for all your support. I thank all the committee members and all the teaching and non-teaching staff for their help in conducting today's program. Thank you all. Last but not the least, I thank you graduating interns for making today successful. Go forth with your heads held high and conquer what is before you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We have now come to an end of a magnificent graduation day at Dayananda Sagar College of Dental Sciences. My dear students, you have behind you all your memories, before you all your dreams, around you all whom you love, and within you all whom you need. May I now request the audience to kindly rise for the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे
I now request all the graduates to assemble for the group photo with their dignitaries.